Hello and welcome back to BayBrothers. Today, we're diving into one of the most defining eras in Spider-Man's history, the aftermath of the night Gwen Stacy died. It's a story that changed everything for Peter Parker, for comics, and for how tragedy could shape a hero. It's one of the most emotional chapters in Spider-Man's journey because it doesn't just test his strength, it redefines what responsibility really means. But looking back, there's something fascinating about this era. Even as Peter Parker grows through grief and loss, there's one area where his development seems to stall: his response to the ongoing threat of the Green Goblin. This isn't just blaming one story or one writer, it's about how this era and this entire period reflects both Spider-Man's incredible growth and his lingering blind spot. With great power comes great responsibility. It's not just a motto, it's the foundation of Peter Parker's entire life. Uncle Ben's death defined who he became. Peter made a promise that his powers would never go again unused in the face of danger. That sense of moral duty is what separates Spider-Man from almost every other hero. His entire life becomes a search for balance, learning to bear the weight of that promise while still trying to live as Peter Parker. Over time, Peter faces heartbreak that forces him to evolve. The deaths of Captain George Stacy and Gwen Stacy aren't just tragic events, they're moments that mature him. When Captain Stacy dies because of debris in Spider-Man's battle with Dr. Octopus, Peter realizes that even noble intentions can lead to unintended consequences. It's a painful lesson in the cost of his choices. Then comes Gwen, the loss that defines the man he becomes. Peter's unpreparedness for Norman Osborn's return as the Green Goblin leads to a tragedy that feels both deeply personal and horrifyingly preventable. It changes everything: his outlook on revenge, on love, and the burden of being Spider-Man. Yet, through his grief, Peter grows. He becomes more empathetic, more restrained, more self-aware. He learns that being Spider-Man isn't just about saving lives, it's about understanding the emotional weight of having them in his hands. But as much as Peter matures through loss, there's one lesson he never fully acts on: the ongoing danger of the Goblin legacy. Norman Osborn's evil isn't just physical, it's psychological. He represents obsession, manipulation, and the personal cost of Peter's double life. When Harry Osborn takes up the mantle, the danger becomes even more personal. Someone Peter loves slowly becoming his greatest threat. And Harry is a real threat. At this point, he kidnaps Mary Jane, Aunt May, and Flash Thompson, people Peter would do anything to protect. He knows Peter's secret identity, has access to his father's weapons, and carries the same instability that once destroyed their lives. And yet, Peter never truly adapts to that reality. He reacts, he just doesn't prepare. He saves people when Harry lashes out, but he doesn't take steps to ensure it never happens again. Not out of carelessness, but the story never explores what it would mean for him to do so. Imagine if Peter had been more cautious after Gwen's death, checking on Harry's recovery, investigating Norman's hidden labs, or even wrestling with the fear that his enemies are born from his own world. It wouldn't make him paranoid, it would make him human and show that his sense of responsibility had evolved. That's what makes this era so fascinating for me. Peter grows immensely, yet one of his greatest challenges, the Green Goblin's ongoing shadow, remains an unresolved part of this development. And don't get me wrong, the emotional groundwork is there. Responsibility defined by Ben, maturity forged through Gwen, but the stories that follow lean more on action than character. They move forward, but they don't look inward, leaving the potential for deeper growth unrealized. Even with a legend like Gary Conway, who handled emotion better than most, the recurring Goblin problem and Peter's lack of proactivity was never truly resolved. And when Len Wein took over, the emotional thread faded almost completely, replaced by more straightforward action that lost some depth this story set up. So, what do you think? I know it could be a little controversial here, but it's a crucial matter to me. Was Peter's growth after Gwen's death enough? Did he take enough precautions for the Green Goblin? Or do you think he could have gone further? Let me know in the comments, and as always, thank you for watching. BayBros out.